I hope you see these possibilities of an essential heart, of an essential heart. So, what are the challenges that I have faced that I feel like I can talk about this? Well, in 2013, I found out I was pregnant with my first child, and it was really scary at first. And the first thing I did was I started looking things up on YouTube, and that made me feel so much better because I could see that there's so many women that were just being so open about their births and how and talking about their births and showing their births on YouTube. And I was like, this is amazing. I'm so jealous of these people that can be so confident and be so exposed. And that gave me the idea to start my own YouTube channel. So here I am. So I did a lot of research and I found a great birthing suite where I lived, and they had great facility. You walk in the door, it looks like your grandma's home. The mixed matched wallpapers, the cozy rooms, the rocking chairs, the old furniture, the comfy beds, and everything was exactly what I needed because I know I needed extra support throughout my pregnancy. That's the type of person I am. Videos, I saw a lot of women in water, and I thought that was so beautiful. And I thought it was great because there's so many movies and TV shows that portray women screaming and yelling at their husband, and I did not want to do that. This was like supposed to be a loving experience between, our families and our lives, and I did not want to be angry at him, at my husband, and I wanted this to be beautiful and amazing and natural. I understood why I was choosing a natural birth, and that was really hard. A lot of my friends, a lot of the people that I worked with were questioning, why are you doing this? And I didn't mind explaining it to them. I didn't mind saying, because it's my choice and I want my baby to come into this world without, in a natural environment and a beautiful experience surrounded by people that care. I still do think I did the right thing, because it really worked for me. And it took me a long time to get to this point of, being non-judgmental, because people were so judgmental to me, so it kind of created this endless loop of judgment. And on this channel, I want to create a non-judgmental environment to talk about really hard things and things that people don't want to discuss, like breastfeeding and circumcision. And, I want to talk about things and be open and honest and have a discussion about it, and not just be like, you have to do it this way. Because there's a lot of women out there that think that cesareans are great, and that is totally great for them. But for me, abdominal surgery, not a good idea. Not something I would elect to do. But it's great that they have that option. It's so great that there's an option out there for women that have that. Or Pitocin, or epidurals. Those are such great things for women out there, and it took me a long time to accept that the natural versus the medical world, they don't compete against each other. They work together, and you have to have one to have the other so that they balance each other out. And it's so good to have the choice. Like a lot of people didn't know they had a choice, that they couldn't do Pitocin, or they didn't have to have the epidural. Or so getting back to my birth, it was one day before her due date, and it was a girl, of course, and her birthday was 11/18, and she was born, everything was going well in labor, and I was in the water, and I was pushing, and they found meconium, and meconium is basically baby poop. When they find that, that means there's obviously a problem, because that shouldn't be an issue, because the head's coming out first. So there shouldn't be any poop or anything coming out, especially in the water. So that was an immediate red flag. I was so exhausted from staying up for over 24 hours. I was awake the whole previous day, and then I went in labor that night, so I should have slept. and I was awake the whole time, and I was exhausted, mentally exhausted, and I didn't realize what was going on. And they told me to get out of the tub. They told me to get on the floor, and they told me that my baby was Breech. Not expecting that at all. After they told me to get on the floor, they told me they asked me and my husband if I would like to transfer to the hospital, and I said no. And my husband agreed with me. We had talked about this in case something like this had happened as a plan B. And we said, if we can deliver here, I would want to deliver here. So we delivered her. Everything was going good. I pushed her out. We only have there's a limited amount of window. She came. She was basically, her legs were crisscrossed. And then they pulled her legs out first, and then her lower body came out, her torso, and then her head. I had an episiotomy because her head was basically stuck, and I didn't feel anything. The ideals of your body giving you what you need, the drugs you need when you need them, and I felt so exhausted. I couldn't really it hit me days later. It hit me what happened days later. I didn't actually get to mourn the fact that I didn't have a water birth. I didn't get to mourn the fact that, things happened that weren't planned. And it hit me way afterwards. And because I was so exhausted. And I look back on that, and it's taken me a long time to heal from that process. It's taken me a long time to heal from that whole experience, because it didn't go the way that I wanted. And now I feel even though maybe a lot of women would have opted to go to the hospital, or they would have opted to go and, do another choice, Pitocin or whatever they wanted to do, because it would have been an instant cesarean section if I did transfer, I knew that it was possible. The midwives that were there, they had been experienced. They knew that they could do this, and they had delivered elective breech births before. And I just had a feeling that I was going to be able to do this. And they encouraged me the whole time that I could do this. And it may not have been the right decision for you or your friend or your mom or whatever, but it was the right decision for me. And I'm okay with that. And if a lot of people don't agree with it, that's okay. Because it was my choice and my body and my life. And I have to live with every consequence that could have happened. But in my situation, everything went beautifully. I got to breastfeed right away. I got to heal right. I got to lay down right away. I got to do instant skin-to-skin contact. We did delayed cord clamping. The weight and the height, and I got to hold her the whole time. And it was just a very beautiful experience.